Welcome to another episode of Our Time with Mr. Dillon. Let's start off with, hello kids. Hello Charlie. Hey, where's Charlie? Oh yeah, that's right. He's a little upset because he's not going to be part of our Direct to Draw today. And our Direct to Draw is going to be on, that's right, Mrs. X. See, the last time we did a Direct to Draw, Charlie lost a little bit of focus and he started to do some things around the game room here, and he did not finish what he started. Finishing what you start is a really important thing, especially when you're doing something like a Direct to Draw. So unfortunately, Charlie's gonna have to go ahead and just do other things today. It's the way it goes, man. You gotta be able to pay attention, but maybe he'll learn his lesson and we'll be able to use him next time. In today's Direct to Draw, we're gonna focus on creating depth. Depth is something that you create with your drawing tool to bring the viewer in to compare things that are in the foreground to things that are in the background. Things are up close to things that are behind. And the more you do of that, the more real it looks and the more enjoyable it is to actually look at. Speaking of creating depth, I'm right here, so I'm closer to you. Charlie's back there, which means he's further away from you. Foreground, background. Well, we're going to focus on the foreground right now. Let's roll up our sleeves and get started. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and start to draw Mrs. X. Key thing when you are drawing something is you want to definitely find the middle of your paper. Some like to put a little dot there. You can put an imaginary dot there. So what I like to do is start a little bit above that dot, and I start with the eyes. I have the front eye a little bit smaller than the other eye, just like that. And then I go for that nose. It's that backwards C. And then I like to find a spot about equal here and then come up a little bit. For the actual C over there. Okay. So looking at that ear, I like to go ahead and do, it looks like parentheses right there. And then I go ahead and we do a little line. And that way it looks like you're going in that ear. That, right? Now we're going to work on the head. Make this imaginary circle there, except I'm going to come down just on the bottom here. All the way up. About like that. Okay, so it kind of shows you like half a circle, that type of thing. And now we're going to go ahead and focus on the mask. All right. So we come up and around and back around like that. And then we're going to come all the way through, kind of like that. That's pretty good. And the bottom side of the mask is going to come up and through to here. A little point. Meet that ear there, just like that. I was ready for you this time, pal. What are you gonna do now? You're out of bananas. Knock it off. Now, being that this is Mrs. X, not Mr. X, the hair's a little different. So with Mrs. X, what you like to do is kind of like a cloud, a little puffiness to it. Don't be afraid to get a little wacky with it. Make it real big puffs like that. Okay, and I like to do a couple inside it too, just get a little bit of depth. Like that. You better watch it! Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and work on the eyebrows. And remember, to make someone angry, we're gonna go ahead and tilt them down. Be extreme with it. So you can see right now, she's not very happy. Okay, probably because of her bad hairdo. I don't know. So now we're going to go ahead and add the mouth, and we're going to go ahead and make that kind of snarling, kind of large mouth. Looks like a peanut. Like that. Pretty cool, right? And then we're going to go ahead and work on those teeth, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. And you try to get the same direction as much as you can. Keep them even, just like that. And then we're going to try to follow the same route as the top of the mouth when we finish the teeth off. Just like that. She definitely needs to have a neck. So we're going to work on the neck right here. And her neck can come here. Comes back around and comes down. Come on! Now that we have the neck here, now we can start working on filling things in a little bit, okay? So we have the eyeballs. Eyeballs, I like to give that little crescent shape there. With that iris, just like that. Actually kind of looks like she's going there. If you put it up higher, it looks like she's looking up. If you put it directly below, it looks like she's looking down. If you put them separate, it looks like she's kind of looking all over the place. So we're going to go ahead and fill these eyes in. Okay, now that we've got the eyes filled in, we're going to go ahead and work on the mask. And what I like to do for the color of the mask is I'm going to keep the same format as Mr. X and go with a blue. You can pick any color you want. So now I'm going to work on coloring in the mask. Remember, try to go all the same direction. Okay, now that we have the mask done, we're going to go ahead and move to a different color. Instead of the blue, I've got another color. This is our red. So we're going to move towards the red, and I'm going to use the red for her hair. We're going to work on her hair being red. That's it! It's go time! Where's Charlie? I've had about enough of this. Oh. Charlie, it's okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, all right, man? It's okay. Stop the madness. It's okay. I'm sorry. He's my special boy. Would you like to finish this with us? Okay, I'd like to finish this with us. Thank goodness. There we go, Chuck. good, bud. Okay, so now that we have the red filled in of the hair, it's looking pretty good. But if you notice, it still kind of looks like Mr. X a little bit. So now we have two key moves that are going to make this look like Mrs. X and not like Mr. X. We're going to work on her lips, okay? And lips can be all sorts of different ways. I like to just take a little shape here, like that, and put a little shape here, like that. And then we'll make it a little bit smaller on the bottom side. Like that, almost like she's wearing lipstick, that type of thing. So that's looking pretty good as Mrs. X. So now what you definitely want to do is put a title on this one. So let's put a title for Mrs. X. Okay, and we have our title for Mrs. X. And then the most important thing and the fun thing is go ahead and sign your artwork. I'm going to use cursive. There we go, like that with my fancy D. So there we have it. There is a picture of Mrs. X. Well, thanks for joining us today. This was a pretty cool lesson on the direct-to-draw of Mrs. X. We really focused on depth, creating depth in your drawings. Depth of the ear, depth of her hair, really cool. And the more depth that you guys can create in your own drawings, the more real they'll look and more enjoyable they'll be to look at for anybody who wants to see it. That was a pretty important lesson. Of course, you know what? I think Charlie learned a pretty important lesson too. He learned a lesson of maturity, maybe handling situations a little bit better. And handling situations, staying calm, not panicking, tells other people a lot about you. It's a telling sign of strength, and you all have that strength inside you. I know I learned a really important lesson too. Totally important. Never mess with an 8. They'll get you, let me tell you. Oh well, let's think about next time. Oh my goodness, Charlie, this next episode is so good. I think you should be part of this one. You got more maturity now, you can handle it, right? High five. All right, can't wait to start that. Well, this next episode is like a journey. We're gonna be going to an incredible new world. Next time episode will be on, I'll save that for another time. Take care.